What's up, everyone? This is Con Artist, and right now you are watching some Halo Reach gameplay. And honestly, this one's probably a little on the easy side. I just decided to just bust a bunch of heads, and these guys weren't moving, so I was just taking advantage of it. You know, just no scope and doing whatever. So this is like a, I don't know, 9-minute video. I don't know why, because when I do my video editing, I decide I want to record after whatever the fact. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but let's get to the point today. So right now I'm going to talk about I'm pretty much thinking that Halo 4 is going to be the last game that I purchase, cuz I don't know what's coming out next year that's going to be interesting to me. Maybe BioShock Infinite, but my problem right now with gaming, a lot of the time when I buy these games, I don't finish them. I have a ton of games right now that I still haven't beaten, and I bought them with the intention to play them, but then as I played them, I lost interest. Deus Ex being one of them. I got it on Steam when it was on sale for about $7.50, something like that. So I downloaded it, tried to play it. I got a bunch of errors because the drivers or some shit like that. So I had to spend I think I spent more time trying to fix the game to play it than actually playing the game itself. I had to upgrade my BIOS, I had to do this, I had to do that. So eventually it wound up working, right? So I get into the game, start playing it, and it's cool, but then I start to lose interest. And that's been happening with a lot of games, so I know I need to stop buying shit I know I'm not going to complete. And I know for sure Halo 4, when that comes out, I'm going to put some time into it with the campaign and beat it. Maybe, you know, land with my friends at my old house, you know, so might do that, and it'll be fun, you know, 4-player co-op, you know, all land, so it's not gonna be laggy at all, which will be pretty sweet. So that should be pretty fun. But if the multiplayer sucks and I'm not interested in it, I'm kind of on the fence whether or not I'm gonna be playing it or not, because for a long time I've been wanting a shooter, mostly Halo, of course, but I've been wanting a game to play and stick with, because I'm not the type of guy now, like, of course, with this generation, I don't like to bounce back and forth with games. There's just too much shit to keep up with. So if I could, that's why when I have my PlayStation games, I have a select few games that I play. I don't really care for a majority of the exclusives that PS3 has, because they're not fun to me, and I just don't care. They look mediocre, honestly. So that's why I only stuck with Uncharted, Killzone, and maybe something else, whatever. So with Xbox, that's why I decided to stay with, you know, mostly Halo and a little bit of Gears of War when it was in its prime. And I'm fine with that, you know. I don't like to have so many damn games to cater to and play. I don't have that free time anymore, which sucks. You guys know about me. You know, I got kids, you know, I work, I do all that real life shit that's boring as hell, but we must do it in this society. So I do it. But when it comes to Halo 4, you know, I want that game to be the game that I play and stick with. So if it's good, I'm pretty sure, you know, I'm gonna be playing that for a little while, and then probably upload some gameplay of that, some commentary, whatnot, the usual YouTube shit, right? But I can't make money off of it. Like, I'm making so much money off YouTube, you know, I'm just balling over here, fucking 22-inch rims on my Buick, nigga. But all jokes aside, but like I was saying, you know, Halo 4, I'll stick with it. If there's any other games that come out in the future, I don't know, because I'm just sick of spending money on shit I'm not finishing. That bothers me. Like, I bought Borderlands 2. I played it for 2 days, and I got fucking bored of it. I liked the first one. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the first game. I played a good amount of hours, and not only that, I had friends to play with. Right now, a lot of my friends are on different shit, so it's kind of hard to set a set date for us to play. And usually at night's the only time I can play, because through my work schedule, my school schedule, and if the kids are around, that determines how much I can play and what I can do. Right now I can actually get away with it because my daughter Valerie's right next to me. She's crawling on the floor playing with her toys, looking at me while I talk to myself. She's probably like, Daddy, what are you talking about? I don't know. I'm talking to random people on the internet. Daddy, you crazy. She's looking at me right now. She's so cute. But anyways, if there happens to be another game that comes out for PS3 and it's good, and it's a shooter, maybe I'll pick it up. Really, I like shooters just for multiplayer. I don't care for a lot of shooters for campaign. It is a lot of the same thing to me. Point A, point B, kill this guy, collect this object, bring it back to base, game over. It's kind of hard to make it different than that. I think Portal is the absolute exception to that. Portal, from what I've heard, is a great game. I've never tried it. It looks really interesting, believe me, but I just can't get myself to actually play that game. There's a lot of games I haven't played, you know. People are like, oh, you should play God of War, or you should play this, you should play that, and I'm just like, it doesn't look interesting at all. I can't conjure myself to actually play the fucking game. I can't. I really can't. You know, especially with God of War, it looks dope as hell. I remember playing the first one when I was like 14 years old, and chopping some heads off, but I didn't finish the game, and part 2 comes out years later, then part 3 comes out years later, and it's just like time keeps flying by, and it's like I'm so behind. And another series too I didn't play was Assassin's Creed. I haven't played any Assassin's Creed game, not even the first one. I've looked at it, I've seen it, but it just doesn't look interesting to me. That game doesn't look interesting, but I know for Portal for sure, that game looks cool, but I don't feel like spending more money right now. I think I'm done with my spending habit with games. As far as my collection goes, I need one more game to buy, and that is Chrono Trigger for Super Nintendo. I do own the PS1 version, and I have the DS version, but I don't have the Super Nintendo cartridge, so for sure I'm gonna try to pick that up, because assholes around the area are like, oh, this game's $100, buy it. I don't know, I'm like, fuck that. I'm not spending $100 on a game I played years ago. If I can find it for 30, that's acceptable, but not $100. If I'm gonna spend $100, it better be in a box, it better have a book, it better have some plastic with it, but I'm not gonna pay $100 for just a fucking cartridge, especially if the cartridge is dirty. Man, fuck that shit. You know, I was driving around one day, and there's a store called Play and Trade. So I decided to go there, check them out, and I asked the guy in the counter, I'm like, hey, do you guys have a copy of Chrono Trigger? He shook his head, looked at me, and he kind of pointed at one of the cases that he had. So, being a dick, he didn't tell me. So he just said, look, go look yourself, kind of. So I'm like, fuck it. I went to go look. I looked at it, and it didn't have a price tag on it. And before I even found it, he's like, don't ask the price. So I thought to myself, this shit's gonna be expensive as hell. It's gonna be up there in price range. I could buy it, but I don't want to. That's the thing. So I asked him, how much is it? $100. I was like, damn. You know, I thought to myself, I was this close to being like, you know what, fuck it. You know, because when something's then and there, I kind of spontaneously want to buy stuff. That's just how I am. Like, I look at something, I like it, then I'll buy it, but then I'll fucking regret it later. So there's a lot of times where I have to think deeply about it before I actually purchase anything, because I tend to regret shit. Like Borderlands 2, like I just said not too long ago, I bought that shit on a whim. Like, my friends were getting it, Facebook was blowing up, like, oh, we're getting Borderlands, and then I'm like, man, well, when I get out of work, I'm gonna go to Target right next door and buy me Borderlands 2. Put that shit in, played it for 2 days, and put it back on my shelf. So I'm actually gonna fucking sell that game to this chick that I know, and she's gonna give me $40 for it. I lose $20, whatever. If I could have rent the game, I would have rent the game, but there's no Blockbuster in sight. You know, all these Blockbusters are getting shut down mostly because of Redbox and Netflix, but I like renting games. I really do. And I think anybody would, because if there's a game that you want, you don't want to pay full price, you just rent the product. You know? The games have been bought through Blockbuster, so the money's already going towards the people who made it, but of course, when you rent it, the money's going towards Blockbuster. But I don't want to get into that shit. That don't even matter. The developers get your money regardless of you buy it, you got it used, you rented it, you borrowed it. They got your fucking money. It's just a matter of they wanted more of your money. That's all it is. I think this video is actually coming to a close. I can't believe I managed to talk to myself for about 10 minutes. So thanks guys for sticking around. I will catch y'all later. This is the first time I did a commentary in the morning. Usually I do this shit at night when I'm trying to sleep. So I'll catch you guys later. Peace. I worked so hard on this video, like it. I'm just kidding.